Hey, beauties. Good evening to you. Listen, I want you to understand a reality. It's a fact. You can accept it, you may not. But life will actually play it out, and you will see what I'm telling you is correct. When you're mean, when you're stingy, you're not spiritual. When you're mean, when you're stingy, you really do not love and trust God. Remember the first commandment. I call it that it has a part A and a part B. It says, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with all of your soul, with all of your strength. And the part B says to love your neighbor the very same way you love yourselves. Treat your neighbor the very same way that you treat yourselves. So what you are doing is that all the best that you have, you should be able to give it up to God easily. Now let us look at Abraham. Abraham was a wealthy man. And God said to Abraham, one of the most important thing in his life would have been his son Isaac. And he said, I'm going to see how much this fella loves me. I want you to sacrifice your son for me. I'm sure it must have been, like a tug on the heart, on the soul. And Abraham thought about his wealth, his life, and that God gave him the best. And he said, you know what? As hard as this may be, I will give my son to God. And God said, you know what? Before you even strike that little boy, I realize that you love me. And I'm going to show the world that I love them so much, because I'm going to give the best thing that means the most to me, which is, my son, Jesus Christ, as a sacrifice so that you guys can be set free from sin. I was listening to a pastor and he said something that is so profound. He said he gives things that he loves to others because what he's doing, he's showing a representation of who God is. He said he got a Rolex watch that he loved a lot. I don't know if he got it or bought it, because they always say when you get something, don't give it away. And he gave it to somebody and they liked it for a while, but it's probably not their speed, or, maybe they're not into that and they gave it away to somebody. He says he practices that because God does that for him. And that is why it is important. It is imperative for you to, and that is part and parcel why many Christians are not wealthy. When I think of the great Oprah Winfrey, you notice when she's given, she says, my favorite thing, she gives the best. And the Bible says he makes the rain fall on the just and the unjust. You have some of you who you'll buy, for example, $100,000 perfume and want to give somebody a $2,000. And I'm talking Jamaican dollars. You're out of order. You're not spiritual. You're not godly, really. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this message.